The information shared is for educational purposes only. Before taking any action, please seek the advice of a financial or tax professional. Hi, everybody. My name is Ron Yaish with SpecialNeedsLifePlanning.com. So here we are on the Able for All savings plan. This is the plan that is run by Oregon. Again, I know there are people that say Oregon and Oregon, tomato, tomato. I am a New Yorker, and Oregon is something that for some reason comes out of my mouth. So I apologize if that is jarring to some. What we're going to be doing is a walkthrough of this website. We're not going through all the aspects that make up an ABLE plan. For that, we do have a free webinar that you could sign up for. Click the link below again for that free webinar. It's called ABLE Account 101. There we go into a little bit more, of the details of what makes up an ABLE account. Here we are. We are going to learn a little bit more about ABLE for All. And before we begin, always like to mention that before taking action, we recommend that you seek the guidance of a financial professional. And with that, we will jump right in. Okay. Excuse me. So ableforall.com. The reason why Oregon has two plans, they have one that is just for their residents, and then they have one for everybody else, meaning for anybody who lives in the United States and any of the other states. And the reason for that, I guess, is that there are states that don't offer 529A ABLE account plans, and they want to make that available to the general public or the general population. Okay. It's more than just saving, it's investing for a better life. Okay. Our goal is to provide the tool you need to achieve financial empowerment and help prepare for a more independent and secure future through a simple, intuitive online platform. Now, the reason why this plan is so significant and these accounts are so significant has a lot to do with certain government benefits that one may receive, like SSI benefits. If you get that, then you know what I'm talking about. Then there are asset limits that may compromise your benefits. So, for example, one who receives SSI benefits can't have more than $2,000 in a bank account. That would make it difficult to save money. So hence the creation of the 529A ABLE account. So we have this account, but I have to make a point here. It's going to come up, I'm sure, as we peruse this website. You are in the clear with the SSI requirement as long as this account, this one, doesn't go over $100,000. And the reason why I say that, because it is very confusing when one learns that an ABLE account, and I don't know what this one is, we're going to get to what the balance limit here is, but there's a balance limit of $400,000, another one has $500,000. Okay, so this is an account for an individual with special needs who meets this criteria. Clearly, this account's supposed to help me and not hurt me, so I'm going to put money in. Great. And then you learn, I have $125,000 in the account, and all of a sudden my SSI payments stop coming on a given month, and you're shocked. So please don't be shocked. Please know what you're getting into. This plan is very helpful. There may be reasons why somebody may take advantage of a $400,000 balance, but if you are receiving SSI benefits and you would like to continue receiving that, then you want to be mindful that you can't allow the balance to go over 100,000, which will take a little while anyway, because you could only put in $15,000 a year as of 2018, but there's actually a little more that you could put in. You could put in actually $27,060. We'll maybe touch upon that. If not, you could check out our webinar down below. Okay, or check out our video on changes to the ABLE accounts. Are you eligible? So we're not going to go into the actual eligibility, but so here they mention the point about the $100,000. You got to keep that. Got to keep that below. The account's growth is tax-free, and your contributions may qualify for a state income tax deduction. Interesting. Able for all. I guess it could, if you are an Oregon resident and you're participating in this program, then Oregon would give you the their own deduction. Or you may be in a state, there aren't too many of them, that allow individuals to contribute to ABLE accounts outside of their state and still give them a tax incentive. So you could check that out. Don't remember the list of those offhand. If you leave us a comment below, we make it our business to try to respond to as many of the comments and questions as possible, or you could email us at info@specialneedslifeplanning.com with any questions or comments, and we do our best to follow up. How does it work? The account can be managed online. Okay. What qualifies as an eligible expense? This is a very important aspect, right? Because you're saving money for a purpose, right? You're saving money to use it for things, for services that would go to benefit and improve the quality of life of the individual who is eligible for this account, the individual with special needs. So this is going to pay for rent. Great. If this is going to pay for special training or something that this individual needs, that would be wonderful. But it has to meet the criteria of a qualified disability expense, essentially for expenses for that individual who has special needs. So, for example, if somebody needed to take swimming lessons or to become part of a health club to get access to a pool, so they're paying that $50 a month or $25 a month, that is going to help them with their own service. If you wanted to gift somebody as an owner of this account, if you wanted to gift somebody a membership to a gym somewhere that has nothing to do with you, and they're not your aide, and they're not there to help you, and they're not part of your experience at that pool, or needed really, then that would not qualify as an eligible expense, I'm presuming. So you just got to keep that in mind, what this is all about. Now, down below, we do have a list of resources available to you that you can download, that you can make use of. One of them is what we call a Qualified Disability Expense Report. Now, it's not exhaustive, but it does give you some more examples and a better idea of what these expenses are like. So that is one thing. The other thing that we have down below regarding these expenses, we do have a PDF and an Excel spreadsheet that you could download to help keep a log and track these expenses. Now, right now, as of the beginning of 2018, I don't know of any other states that require you to submit that or inform some or have a setup where somebody's going to be audited for it. But it's a good idea to keep track. It's really best practice regardless. So what you want to keep track of is the date of this expense, how much the expense was, who it was made out to, if there's a check directly made out to them, and what the purpose was. So you could do that using our Excel spreadsheet, our PDF, download it, use it. It's there for you to benefit. Okay. Still have questions. Okay, let's see how it works. I'm a little bit I'm on some extra coffee today. I do apologize. My internet connection seems to be a little bit off its game today. And I see that we may need to put forward some interventions. So hope that doesn't impede our experience today. Still loading. Oh, I think it's coming up. So while this is coming up, oh, no, I don't have to stall. Okay, opening an account. Okay, they say it takes about 10 minutes. And you have a choice. If you decide to invest, you need to put at least 10% of your funds in the investment option. The choice is up to you. There's a $25 minimum deposit to start, and subsequent and $10 minimum for any contributions or withdrawals thereafter. Okay, so to open the account, you have to open the account with $25 at least. You want to put more money in or take money out, you got to do that in $10 increments. And there is a cash option, a FDIC insured option. Now that's FDIC insured up to $250,000. And then they have these three options: the conservative, the moderate, and the aggressive option. Besides for the FDIC insured option, and you can withdraw a minimum of $10 a year to a bank account or by loading money to your prepaid account. They do have a prepaid account. Now, there is a fee for that prepaid account, prepaid card. I believe it's we'll see it here. I think it's $1.25 per month. Again, but that may be a good way to organize, to work on a skill, right? If somebody's going to work on this type of skill of managing a card, or if somebody was going to get an allowance. I believe this prepaid card is also a MasterCard, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see that in a little bit. So that would be accepted wherever MasterCard's accepted. So there may be some benefits to using this in such a fashion. Again, it's not for everybody, right? Everybody may have a different type of need. So that is something to consider. There's an annual $35 fee that is a maintenance fee. And then that goes to cover the administrative fees, and then there's a cost for the investments, right? So the cost range from 0.30 to 0.38, so it's less than 1%. It starts a little less than 1/3%, which is that's what it is. And there may be other costs, right? If you request checks per check, or if you have a late fee. So there are other fees. Let's click this link here to see what the fees are like. Okay, so I was right. The prepaid card does cost $1.25 per month, $10 per year for paper statements when you choose to opt out of the paper statement. Oh, so if you choose to opt out of the electronic statements, then you'll get charged. If you scratch that. If you want to get paper statements, it's going to cost you $10 a year. Waive that, and you don't have to pay the $10 a year. You want a check, it's $2.50 per check. And transfers, if a transfer fails or check bounces, it's $25. Excuse me. $2.50. Not all of the Able account programs have this. So if you were going to have, regular expenses that you wanted to rely on per month, one option is to, let's say you had 10 checks that you needed per month. That would cost you another $25 per month, $300 a year. Or you can opt to say, okay, let me request one check for the amount of all of those checks that I need, have them rolled into your personal checking account, and then pay the expenses out of that checking account. It would be a good idea, even though this is only one check withdrawal, to keep track of that as you log it as independent expenses. So you could really track back where this money went. And the only other thing that it's important to point out, and if you're considering this, please listen up. With the SSI benefits, right, there are some asset limits, and those asset limits really kick in when something is in your possession more than 30 days, which means if you're counting on a check coming from this account that's going to be deposited into your personal checking account, and you want to use that check and you want to use those funds to pay for rent, okay? So let's say we're talking about $500, okay? So $500 is getting deposited into your checking account. Make that payment to the landlord to pay the rent off right away. Don't let that sit in your account, because if it sits in the account more than 30 days and your asset limit goes up over $2,000 because of that, you're going to have a challenge with your benefits. So again, you have time for something to be deposited and to make a payment, but 30 days is enough time to manage that. Just please coordinate that. You don't want to get caught in the middle here. Not critiquing necessarily Able for All, but if you are somebody that plans on having regular account, if you're not a resident of Oregon, then you may want to consider a different plan, especially if you're somebody that has regular withdrawals. That's going to be, automatic withdrawals, like you have a membership to this and a membership to that, and you're going to be paying this therapist, and you're going to, so you have all these different things. $2.50 really could add up, unless you decide that you're going to just manage that anyways. Just one extra step. I don't know, something to consider. All right, let's go back to, we did how it works. Let's see eligibility. Okay. Not going to go into the actual details of the accounts. Okay, if you're the authorized legal representative, otherwise known as the ALR, you can open an account if you are able to demonstrate that you've been designated as the power of attorney, legal guardian, or conservator of the beneficiary. If the beneficiary is under 18, the ALR can also be a parent. Okay, good to know. And let's go to benefits. Okay, so we discussed that $100,000, the $2,000 asset limit, right? We discussed that already. Get more things you need. Okay. Okay. Let's check out the prepaid card. We mentioned that before. I believe that this prepaid card is a sign up for the card, load Able money, and shop for eligible expenses. So as opposed to having to wait the 7 to 10 days for something to process and to clear and to get transferred and to pay all these fees, if you put money into your Able account, you can just make those payments. I wonder if you can make automatic payments from your prepaid debit card to a vendor. Like if the vendor has that number and they're going to charge you $25 a month for whatever membership, so they charge that number. If it is a MasterCard, I wonder if that would work. And then you're only paying $1.25 to have that, and you don't have to pay the $2.50 each month. Wonder if that would work. I'm not sure. Just an idea. Literally just came to me right now. Okay, let's see if they tell us a little bit more about this card. I believe track expenses. Okay. Pay for rent. See what qualifies. Let's check out the card questions because I know that a bunch of us have had questions about the card. What happens when I close my prepaid card? What is the minimum age to sign up for prepaid 18? You must be at least 18 years old to sign up for the Able for All prepaid card. Okay, because somebody's got to be responsible, right? And the account owner, if they're under 18, is just not responsible. And the account owner has to be the individual with special needs. So it's not like the parent could be a co-owner of this account. It's so this is where there's a little bit of a gap. You can't benefit. You may not benefit from a prepaid card if you are under the age of 18. Let's see. You could replace the card for $10. You can freeze the card at any time, right? If it was lost, there's a way to go online and do that. So that's wonderful. That is really, really wonderful. Okay, there's a $10, there's a $1.25 monthly fee. There's a, if you request a new card, we did that already. You can request a balance refund in the form of a check from customer service for $25. Any fees associated with the card? Did that. Depending on where your card is used, you might need 15 to 20% more of the actual amount before the purchase can be cleared. Right. That's not your issue. That's really the vendor's issue, but unfortunately that can happen. Prepaid card can hold up to $15,000 at any time. Wow, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I would put that on the card. What happens if I don't have enough funds on my card to process a transaction? Split transactions. Interesting. See if there's more on this. I really thought this was a, unless I'm thinking of a different card, and I'm a little embarrassed that I can't recall it or I haven't seen it. Well, let's see. Hopefully it's not, hopefully I am right. The Able for All prepaid card cannot be used at an ATM for cash back transactions. That is good to know. Kenny's may restaurants, hotel, or rent car companies. Yes, but please be aware that when the total amount due is unknown, when you check into a hotel, merchants might have the right to pre-authorize the purchase, which puts a hold on the funds. A restaurant, for example, okay, pay at the pump. When purchasing gas, we strongly recommend you pay the cashier. Otherwise, they put a hold on your balance, and that can mess you up with other expenses. Can I use my prepaid card to shop bills online? Yes, you can use your card to shop and pay bills on any website in the United States that accepts MasterCard. Woo, 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 woo. I was right. For some reason, it didn't appear before. You may not use your Able for All prepaid card for online gambling or illegal transactions. Okay, hope that. And do I use debit or credit to process my transaction? You can choose either debit or credit to process the transaction because it's really a MasterCard. Okay, so this may be a way for you to avoid paying for all those expenses if a vendor does accept MasterCard. That is awesome. Okay, so that is something to consider, right? If there's somebody, if you can, okay. I'm not going to go through all this. I'll leave that for you. Really excited about that, actually. This is all about the card. All about the card. The card. Okay. we're going to go to the questions in a little bit, but let's just do resources first. Okay. It's cute. I didn't say this before.
People call me awesome because they like how I am and my personality, and I think I'm awesome in my own way. And
she is awesome in her own way. I didn't mean to cut you off, so I apologize for that. I just don't, individuals can go back to see that on their own. If you still have questions, you can call, you can email as well. But so if you have questions about the actual plan, the details of the investments, you could check out the plan disclosure booklet that will cover a lot of your questions. If you want to know how to become an authorized representative, you can check out the ALR info here. Okay, you can use that form. Let's just go to the questions. What we didn't see is what is the balance? How I know if I received gifts? Okay, so it does take 30 days for a gift to process. You do get a page. There are fees. One of the things that we have seen individuals do and others have recommended to send out a notice to close friends and family members a month before the birth date of the individual or a month before the holidays to say, look, don't know what you're thinking about gifting this individual, but this is another option that you may want to consider. So-and-so has a savings account. Here's the address. Here's who it goes to. Here's the account name, and here's the account number. Boom. And they may consider that. Or you could send it via email. Here's the link. And they go through your page. And then if they go through the page, there would be a fee that would be issued. So on the gifting page, excuse me. So you may want to consider one or the other. The goal is to inform individuals that are close friends and family members, as well as make it easy for them, right? You want to make it easy. People want to do nice things for you. People would rather give you money that you could benefit from, right? So if they're going to get you $25 anyway, why get you, something to, some X, Y, and Z, a card that you may not be able to use because you don't frequent at that institution. But if they can give that same money or whatever money that they want to designate to you directly into this account, that would really be wonderful. It would be a win-win, right? They have something to give you that's meaningful to you, and you can, save that money and have that money grow for you and use it as you wish. Okay, there are tons of questions. I really like this question section because they really cover a lot of questions. I've seen others that have a smattering of questions. These guys have loaded it up. Let's just get a question here on balance switch. I hate to click this because I'm hoping we're not going to go into a free fall with the internet connection. Here we go. Okay, so it's $15,000 a year that you can contribute and that others could contribute into an ABLE account, right? You can only have one ABLE account. In addition, as of December 22nd, 2017, with the changes to a number of the tax laws. Some of them impacted ABLE accounts. One in particular that now allows individuals who are eligible for this account to take the money, part of the money that they've earned, right? It can't be gifts, part of the money that they earned, up to $12,060 and put it into this account as well. That's why you can have $27,060 put into this account, $15,000 from anybody, $12,060 just from your own earnings. But here, the Able for All has a limit of $310,000. And the way it works is once it hits $310,000, they would stop accepting contributions. And when it goes under 310, then they would accept contributions as well. Okay, I think that was pretty much it. Let's just look at Contact Us and we'll jump into the, okay. All right, they're taking us to the Someday. Oh, this is pretty quick. They want to know if you're going to email me, call me. Okay, we're going to go back. So there is a way to reach out to members of the team there. They even have a little opportunity here on the website for you to click this and this little circle here and get somebody to answer your question. Again, the questions that individuals are going to answer, right? Organizations like that, or even that we would answer, would be about facts and information about these plans, not about should I go with the conservative investment option or not? Do you think it's a good idea for me? I can't answer that question like this. Neither can the team at Able for All. If you were my client, right? The other hat that I wear, I am a financial advisor and I work with families who have children and family members with special needs. Then, as part of the plan that we're working on, we understand your risk tolerance, we understand your needs. Then we could say, okay, this plan, this account would work for you. It would help you to get to your goal. This, may be too conservative for you, or this is not conservative enough. Let's try this. At the end of the day, you have to make that decision. We can, give you some ideas of what would make more sense for you depending on your risk tolerance. But just, just understand that when you ask questions, you can ask questions freely like this, whether you're leaving a question below or you're reaching out to the Able for All team. They'll answer questions about the plan, not if the plan is good for you. So just know how to what to expect. So now let's click on Open an Account. Let's see how this works. Let's go. And they take you to the someday.com, specifically connected to Able for All. And I'm not going to go through this because I am not applying and I don't want to accept any terms because that would not be appropriate. But this is where you take the next step. Again, it's been a pleasure spending some time with you. Please let us know what questions you have, what comments you have. Leave it down below. We'll make it our business to try to get back to you and to respond. Please subscribe. Share this with other individuals, friends, family members, other organizations that may benefit. Who we are, Special Needs Life Planning. We are trying to educate individuals, organizations, families about the special needs life planning process, the different aspects of it. We are very familiar with parts of it. We're trying to get out there and learn about all of the aspects so that we can learn something and then go out and educate via articles, via videos, via webinars. We don't claim to be experts in all the components. There is so much and so many moving parts. So if there is something you'd like us to look into, please share that with us. And it would be our pleasure to check that out and get back to you and to benefit everybody else, right? The goal is not to recreate the wheel. The goal with this community that we're trying to develop with Special Needs Life Planning is to be a support, right? To become part of your circle of support so that if you're having a question, chances are there may be 100 or 200 other families that have similar questions or individuals. So again, my name is Ron Yaish. It's been a pleasure spending some time with you today, and I look forward till the next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It means a lot that you've spent the time with us. Just wanted to ask you if you could to please subscribe to our channel. It does help us. It means a lot to us. And if you are watching this on the blog, you wouldn't be able to subscribe, but you would be able to put in your email address and join the ABLE Report community. That means when we come out with information, when we come out with our ABLE reports, you would receive it. So please enter your email address if this is on the blog, or click subscribe on right below this video. Thanks so much. Until next time.